According to History Today, the world's leading history magazine, Thomas Jefferson and other founding fathers often went and studied the government structure of the Native American Iroquois and compared it to that of the government of the United States. However, government structures were not the only thing that the Iroquois were able to teach us Americans. Through their story, The Great Turtle, the Iroquois teach us that the world is reliant on nature. In this story, told by Khan Academy, animals in nature rush to save the life of the chief's daughter after she becomes deathly sick and falls through the sky. In their efforts to save her, they create a world on the Great Turtle's back, hence describing the beginning of the earth. Through analyzing the Iroquois culture, the roles of animals in the story, and the depiction of nature, we can begin to understand how the world is reliant on nature's back through the eyes of the Iroquois. In fact, History Today adds that the colonists often went and spent time with the Iroquois, remarking that their way of life was a recapitulation of Eden, in which they lived in harmony with nature through their culture and values, which brings us to Ramaya.
The Iroquois is 6 separate Native American groups who lived and spoke similar languages. All but one of those groups lived in what is now called New York. They all lived in longhouses. Up to 50 people lived in each house, and up to 600 people lived in each village. Women and men had different roles. Through time, chiefs governed the villages, and they were advised by a council of adult males. They traded and built longhouses. Women were in charge of gathering food. They would get corn and beans and other types of food. The culture of the Iroquois is heavily involved in nature and in animals. That's how they connect themselves spiritually and physically to the world and their being of life. The importance of animals in the world is reflected in the creation story, The Great Turtle. The turtle is such an important part to the story because the world ends up growing on its back. After multiple different animals attempt to bring up soil from the bottom of the sea, one animal succeeds, and through magic, the earth quickly grows on the turtle shell. This act demonstrates literally and metaphorically how animals carry the world on their backs. There are 3 different but similar Iroquois stories, and in one of them, they talk about the woman who fell from the sky. The woman that fell had a baby, and when the girl was older, she had children with the turtle. So the turtle has a great importance in the aspect of helping with creation of life. Besides the turtle, Alex will tell you more about other important animals in the story and the role they played.
Like Ramaya said, in this story, multiple animals sacrificed their lives in order to try and get the earth from the bottom of the sea to the turtle for the woman to live on. Beavers, muskrats, and others died trying, but finally, the old lady toad tried and succeeded. Now, because of the toad, there's a place for humans to live. The last animal from the story that we will be talking about are the swans. These are the animals that first saw the girl fall from the sky. They helped her from drowning and got her on the turtle's back. They also were the ones that made the land grow. When the earth from the toad was laid on the turtle's back, the swans swam around him and grew the earth into what we have today. The Iroquois people hold a great respect for all animals. This is mirrored in the creation story by the roles that they play. With the animals' help, the Sky Woman probably would have sunk to the bottom of the sea, and the earth may have never been created. Animals weren't the only part of nature that the Iroquois believed to be crucially important, though. Plants and materials were also very important to the Iroquois. You can see this in their creation story as well. In the beginning of the story, the chief's daughter is very sick. A wise man recommended digging up a tree and laying her in the hole to heal her. This did not work, hence she fell through the world. But this just shows how highly they looked at nature. One of their smartest people thought that a tree could heal a very important, deathly sick woman. Another instance in which people relied on nature was for the creation of different races. One of the children from the turtle and the Sky Woman's child made humans from different materials in the earth. Red clay formed the Iroquois, dark clay created Africans, sea foam formed Caucasians, and yellow bark saplings made Asians. I got this information from Fiona Pesentino, a designer, educational app developer, and short story illustrator. I found this part of the story to be similar to the Bible. In Genesis, it is depicted that Adam, the first human on earth, was created from dirt, similar to how the humans were created in the Iroquois story. They were just different materials. To conclude, Evie is going to review all that we have discussed.
Through the telling of the story in the 6 different tribes, the Iroquois' cultural beliefs influenced by nature can be seen in nature's role in sustaining life through providing shelter and food for their tribe. Along with their culture, the animals' role in the story, risking and even losing their lives to save a human life, and depiction of nature, such as trees, show how the world and people are created from nature and now rest on its back. Therefore, it can be argued that from the perspective of the Iroquois and their culture, the world is reliant on nature. Next time that you see one of the many turtles by Lake Valentine, you can be reminded of this creation story.